morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the Tewksbury ceremony for Memorial Day ceremony. I would ask at this time to please silence your phones and devices. I'm Richard Frank, United States Army veteran. I'm the Senior Vice Commander of the American Legion Post 259. I'm also the Sergeant at Arms down at Post 8164, the VFW. Present time, we would like to have the Honor Guard present the colors. We will now have the Pledge of Allegiance by the Scouts of America. The swinging seniors in the Tewksbury Memorial High School Chorus will now give us the rendition of the national anthem. All right, very, very good. Thank you very much. All right. We will now have our opening prayer from the Reverend Baxter Chisholm.
Thank you. What a beautiful day, this Memorial Day, to be together. On this day, I always remember my step-grandfather, Bob. He made it through the Korean War. He fought in the infantry in the Army. And although he made it home, many of his friends died around him. And he always carried them with him in his heart, a memorial to his life. And many of you brought a memorial here with you, didn't you? Somebody that you remember. So before I pray, let us bow our heads and let us have a moment of silence. Thank you, God, for this Memorial Day where we come and remember the fallen. They fought for something very special in our country: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They are why we are here. They are why we can go about our life and live and be together, go out and do things like shop and worship the way we want to, and, live life. We thank you for them. We are so grateful for what they did in service to our great nation, and let us never forget that. In a country that has many challenges, let us remember what they fought for, not only for us here, but for people around the world that that need freedom this day and every day. Lord, thank you for this time together as we remember their memorial, for very much they are still alive in our hearts and our minds for what they did and what they still do. Let us never forget them. Thank you for what they did. Amen.
Thank you very much. Okay. We'll now have Mr. excuse me, Mr. Mark Crabman, the Chair of the Select Board, give the town's greetings. Mr. Crabman.
Good morning, everyone. As he mentioned, my name is Mark Crabman, and I'm the Chair of the Board of Selectmen. And on behalf of the town, I want to thank everyone for coming out this morning. We're here today to remember and honor the men and women from all generations who made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. This year marks the 50th year of the end of the Vietnam War and the 80th anniversary of the conclusion of World War II. As many people around our nation gather at cemeteries for ceremonies like this one today, attending parades, spending time with loved ones on Memorial Day, we remember the fallen of World War II, Vietnam, as well as many other wars and conflicts that we've had in this country. Let this story serve as constant reminders of the preciousness of peace and the enduring value of freedom. Their sacrifice must not be just a memory. It must be a guiding principle, inspiring us to cherish peace and uphold justice and never forget the true meaning of Memorial Day. Duty, loyalty, and courage. These are just a few of the American values our fallen heroes lived by and died for. As a nation, our country, we must remind ourselves of these values and do our best to live up to them ourselves. Please take some time today and every day to thank a veteran for their service. Freedom is not free, and we must always be on guard, and we have our veterans to thank for all the freedoms we have today. Before I end this, I just wanted to recognize a few people that helped put these ceremonies together. We have Lisa Downey, who's our veterans agent, who always works hard to put these things together. Mr. Richard Frank, of the United States Army veteran. He's the Senior Vice Commander of the American Legion, Post 259. He also served as our Master of Ceremonies for many years, who I want to thank. Mr. Video Olivia, who's the Commander of VFW, Post 8164. And Mr. Ryan Lloyd, who's our guest speaker today, who worked so hard to put all these ceremonies together. All the flags, all the cemeteries, the flags that went out around the cemetery, the VFW, the Wilmington Tewksbury Elks, and numerous volunteers made sure they went around and spent endless days making sure this cemetery was cleaned up and this was presentable for the service today. And I just want to thank them for that. I really appreciate it. We have a couple of elected officials here. I see Vanna Howard and I see Dave Robinson, and there's a number of other people that are here today to make sure that they're here to represent Tewksbury. But today's really about, our servicemen that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. And just do me a favor and just remember why we get to enjoy Memorial Day. It's because of their service and this great sacrifice. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Okay. We'll now have a guest speaker, Mr. Ryan Lloyd. His short biography is on the back of your program. Very short. It's a little more expanded if you get to know Ryan like I have. However, he promised me that his speech will be short. So, Ryan?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming out this morning on this beautiful day as we stand here in the shadows of some of our greatest warriors. Thank you to our fantastic VSO, Lisa Downey, for putting this all together, and thank you to any of our elected officials who came out to honor this day with us. Memorial Day is a day for which we remember not only those who have fallen in defense of this country, but also their families who were left behind. For some, that could be Corporal John Edwinson, killed at the Battle of Guadalcanal, who we just laid to rest a few weeks ago, or my cousin, Staff Sergeant Robert Pirelli, who was killed in Iraq in 2007, or anyone else buried here and around the world today. For those of us who served, this is the day we set aside to honor and pay tribute to our brothers and sisters we stood next to in battle. Whether it was the ones who were drafted or the ones who went voluntarily to stand up to our enemies, we use today to remember that all gave some, but more importantly, some gave all. To some, today is a day of celebrating with barbecues and parades, while others today is a somber reminder of loss and a visit to a cemetery to visit with loved ones. No matter if it was storming the beaches of Europe, fighting on the open waters of the Pacific, the skies over Korea, the jungles over Vietnam, or the deserts and mountains of the Middle East, only a select few know the true sacrifices that were made, but even fewer know the pain when their loved ones don't come home and give them that warm embrace, and we thank them all. Even to this day, we are still bringing our fallen comrades home from distant battlefields where they were lost but never forgotten. In the Air Force, part of our Airman's Creed states, "I will never leave an airman behind." As I stand here in front of you all today, I affirm that this does not mean just airmen, but all soldiers, Marines, sailors, Coast Guards, and defenders. As long as they are still out there, home or abroad, we will stand with them and honor them for their duty and sacrifice. To all my fellow veterans here today, I know it is not about us, but I still want to thank you for your service. No matter if it was physical or mental, you all left something out on the battlefields where you bravely served, and you can never be thanked enough for that. Now, more importantly, today, for all the families and friends who have had a loved one make the ultimate sacrifice, I am sorry for your loss, and I thank you. I thank you for the sacrifices you made, taking care of the family back home, continuing life moving forward, and keeping memories alive as we all salute you today. Let us carry forward the legacy of those who are no longer here and commit to building a nation of strong, resilient communities that does not forget its past. Thank you to everyone for coming out, and I wish you all a fantastic day.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. We will now have the presentation of the flowers to honor our deceased service members. This will be done by the VFW Post 8164 and the American Legion Post 259. We'll start with presenting flowers to remember the Revolutionary War. Okay. The Civil War. World War One. World War Two. The Korean War. Vietnam. Persian Gulf War. The Iraq War. Afghanistan War. And that concludes the list of the wars that I have listed. I will now read the names of the service members who were killed in action and the veterans who have passed away last year from Tewksbury. Start with from World War II. John S. Chiampa, Louis C. Del Vento, Paul J. Holmes, Donald A. Linscott, Korea, George R. Baudet, Joseph D. Bosia, Edward J. Furtado, Rosario J. Guzzo, Robert W. Higgins, Franklin B. Holland, Jr., John J. Malatesta, George H. Rost, Rocco R. Valente, Louis V. Valesio, Edward B. Weiner, Richard A. Wernick, John D. Barry, David H. Casella, Thomas A. Cooney, Robert F. DeFelice, Michael J. Donahue. We've gone into Vietnam, sorry. Kevin Downey, John P. Donovan, Joseph J. Foley, George J. Franklin, Jr., Dean R. Gibbons, Robert J. Hunt, Robert A. LaFave, Harold W. McCarthy, John F. McMee, Robert D. McNaughton, Bruce F. Mellon, Charles T. Payson, Donald B. Sutherland, Leonard E. Toombs. From Desert Storm, John B. Bakey, Zenas J. Morrison, Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom, Christopher J. Donahue, Patrick S. Hansen, and Peacetime, Amedio Alberico, Joseph J. Fancilio, Michael D. Gilbert, Richard M. Lena, Henry P. Mahau, Joseph R. Smith. These are the killed in action and missing in action. From World War I, Dexter Edward Bailey, Everett Earl Fulton, Hector Lewis Jackson, Dennis O'Connell, Gerald Thomas Silk. From World War II, William G. Abbott, Raymond P. Briggs, John R. Cooney, Walter J. Flynn, Paul Jeremiah Houlihan, James A. Lawler, David Neil McQuarrie, John T. O'Neill, Alfred C. Thompson, Daniel P. Wassel. Korea, Thomas F. Keogh. Vietnam, Wayne C. Allen. Daniel K. Erlitzson. George A. Creox. Richard G. Morin. David Michael Morris. Luco W. Palmer. And Robert Everett Spires. That concludes the list of our departed. We will now have the reading of Flanders Field by our guest speaker, Mr. Ryan Lloyd.
In Flanders Field, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row and row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks that bravely singing fly. Scarce heart amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Field. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold high. If we break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Field.
Very nice, Ryan. Thank you. We'll now have our 21-gun salute from the VFW Honor Guard, the Police Honor Guard, and the Fire Honor Guard. I will warn people that this is very loud. If you have young ones, you might want to cover their ears. If loud noises frighten you, be aware this is very loud. Again, our 21-gun salute.
Attention! Port! Port! Half left, face! Ready? Hey! Fire! Ready? Hey! Fire! Ready? Hey! Fire! Port! Port! Half right, face! Present! Huh!
Now lower our flag to half staff from the Honor Guard of the Post 8, VFW 8164. like to thank Debbie Lazinski for the rendition of Taps. We will now have our closing ceremony and song, God Bless America, by the Swinging Seniors in the Tewksbury Memorial Class, when we invite everyone to please sing along.
When the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Again, would like to thank everyone for coming out today and remembering our fallen. And as you go on, remember what they gave for us. Thank you very much.